I remember the day I got the job at US Radium. It was 1921. It felt like a dream. The pay was more than I ever imagined earning, more than my father made down at the docks. At last I could help out at home, maybe even buy a new dress. The job? Painting watch dials, tiny numbers and hands that glowed in the dark. It was almost magical. They called us the Radium Girls. We were young, full of life, and had the delicate touch that the job required. The paint we used, undark, was made with radium, a new and fascinating element. They told us it was harmless, and we believed them. How could we not believe? That glow, it was so beautiful. The factory in orange was a world of its own. The smell of the paint, the constant hum of conversations, the clinking of small ceramic pots where we mixed our own glow. There were hundreds of us, all with the same goal, painting as many watch faces as possible. We got paid by the piece, so speed was everything. The trick to being fast, they taught us, was keeping the brush tip always perfect. Lip dip paint. Bring it to your lips. Wet it with saliva to fine-tune the tip. Dip it in the paint, then paint. It was the rhythm of our day. Nobody gave us masks or gloves. The bosses and scientists, yes, they were careful, behind LED screens. But us? We were just girls. The paint was safe, they assured us. Sometimes at lunchtime we would play. We'd paint our nails with the undark paint, make drawings on our aprons. We'd leave the factory glowing, literally. Our clothes, our hair, even our teeth seemed to capture that ghostly luminescence. We were the ghost girls. We thought it was fun, naive. We had no idea about the poison we were absorbing day after day. I think it was in 1923 that things started to change. First, it was Irene, a girl at the next table. She was always tired, pale. Then Hazel, with a toothache that wouldn't go away. My own teeth began to ache, to loosen. The dentist didn't understand. He pulled one, then another, but the gums wouldn't heal. They looked strange. We heard about Molly Magia. She was one of the first to become seriously ill. They said her jaw just disintegrated. Horrific. We began connecting the dots. So many of us sick, with the same strange symptoms. It had to be the job. It had to be the paint. But the company denied everything. They said it was a coincidence, that we were imagining things. They hired doctors who examined us, but never gave clear answers. They spoke about infections, women's troubles. They even whispered that some of the sick girls had venereal diseases, just to shame us, to silence us. I felt pain in my bones, a fatigue that wouldn't go away. Once, I saw an X-ray of one of the girls. Her bones glowed on the film. The doctor said it was nothing, but we knew. The glow we painted, the glow we swallowed, was now inside us, slowly consuming us. It was Grace Fryer who had the courage to start. She and 4 others. We were all sick. Some could barely walk, but they decided to sue US Radium. It was David against Goliath. Us, simple workers, against a powerful corporation. The company did everything to stop us. They delayed the process, hired the best lawyers, tried to discredit us. They claimed the deadline for suing had already passed. They just wanted to buy time, hoping we'd die before justice was served. And some of us did die while waiting. But the press started telling our story. The world was shocked. And an honest doctor, Dr. Martland, finally proved what we already knew. It was the radium. It accumulated in our bones, acting like calcium but constantly emitting radiation, destroying us from within. Science was on our side. In the end, they had to yield. They reached a settlement. We received some money, promises of medical care. It wasn't much, not compared to what we had lost. Our health, our dreams, our friends, but it was a victory. We showed that our lives mattered, that their glow couldn't hide the darkness of their lies. Our fight didn't end there. Other girls, in other cities, like Ottawa, faced similar battles, but our story opened the world's eyes. New laws were created to protect workers. Factory safety improved. No one else would be instructed to put poison on their lips in the name of profit. We learned a lot about the dangers of radiation because of what happened to us. Our suffering, in a way, helped science advance, protecting others in the future, even those who would work with atomic energy decades later. But for us, the Radium Girls, the scars remained. Many didn't live to see the impact of their fight. Those who survived carried the pain, the disease, and the radium in their bones for the rest of their lives. An internal glow, invisible to the naked eye, but never letting us forget that dream job turned nightmare. I was one of them. I saw promise turn into poison. I watched friends wither away. I felt the pain in my own bones. I fought, cried, survived, or maybe not. The glow that enchanted us was the same that destroyed us. Our story is a reminder of the human cost behind careless progress, of beauty that can deceive, and of strength that can emerge even from the deepest tragedy. The glow faded, but the story remains. The character Eleanor and her perspective are fictional, created to give voice to the collective experience of the workers. However, the tragedy of the Radium Girls, the radium poisoning, corporate negligence, and the subsequent fight for justice are painfully real events that impacted hundreds of lives and changed the history of labor rights. Stories like these deserve to be remembered. If you want to continue exploring the forgotten corners and uncomfortable truths of history, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Leave a like if the courage of the Radium Girls inspired you, and share your thoughts in the comments.